Hello everyone, my name is Jafar. I am going to spend a few minutes today giving you some information on how to use Zoom to record the presentations that you might be asked to do during your time with the Masters in Public Safety program. We do this oftentimes to get a sense of how someone can do a presentation, be concise, use good graphics, good information. And oftentimes when students are tasked with doing this, one of the biggest challenges they have, if they haven't dealt with this technology for a while, is actually what's the best way to do the recording, or the simplest way to do the recording. And so I've been trying to make a series of a couple of videos that show you how to do this in the most concise format. I've done one previously with Studio, which is built into the Canvas learning management system. And today I'm going to spend a few minutes doing one with the actual Zoom program, which all of you have access through the university. And it's a pretty straightforward process. So let me get started with this. You open up Zoom, and the first thing I'd recommend you do is open up your, just like I've done here, I've opened up Zoom, go over your settings, take a look at a couple things. One, check your video. In this case, you can see I'm using my videos up. It's operational. I use, my particular camera is an Elgato Facecam Pro, but any recorder, even the built-in one, will work fine. And you have some options here that you can work through. The big ones that you just need to make sure are that you picked high definition, and you can determine whether you want to mirror your video or not. Oftentimes, if you'll notice here, it has the GMU t-shirt. If I mirror that, it's going to be in reverse and backwards, so I typically don't. The next thing you want to check is your audio settings. And to do the audio settings, literally, you can go over here and pick whatever microphone you're using. Again, you can use the microphone that's built into your computer. Generally, this won't give you the greatest sound quality, but for the purposes of doing a presentation for this class, we're not talking studio production, so that will work just fine. I happen to use a Wave microphone from Elgato, which I really like, but any of these could work for you. Lastly, you may want to just go down and take a look when you look at the recordings, what's in your background. So background effects, you can pick whatever you like. If you don't have a green screen, I'd recommend that you try to have the least busyness you can have behind you. In my case, I do use a green screen, so I block all that stuff out behind me, but you can pick none or blur. And a lot of people will use a blur effect just to knock the stuff out in the back and have no background there. For example, often in class, I'll use a background that has the UVA information. You'll notice that little flicker around my neck. You won't get that if you're using a green screen. So let's go back to this, and for the purposes of this effect, I'm going to say none. Those are the three settings that I think you need to make sure you really know where they are. And then recordings down here. Where are your recordings going to go? This is going to be real important as we move down through the video. So you can store your recordings already where you want. Just make sure that you note where it is that you're storing them so you can find this after we're done with this process. So that's essentially what you need to do to set up the Zoom. Now we're going to come back to this in a minute. The next thing I'd have you do is set up your PowerPoint. Now, as you can see, I've already opened up a PowerPoint. I've spent a little time framing this out. Since it's a full screen recording, go ahead and maximize this all the way out. Now, again, you can, right now I do not have it in presentation mode, so I'm seeing the slides on the side. It's not a problem if you see the slides. Some people will block the whole thing out. Again, primary thing is that you have the actual slides that you're going to be speaking to in your presentation on the screen and pretty well framed out to full screen. So you go back over to your Zoom. What you're going to do here is you're going to just select a new meeting. You're not going to schedule or share a screen or anything. You're just going to select a new meeting. So come up and click on this one. Now you notice it's showing me. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and I'm going to say share screen. The nice thing about Zoom when you share a screen, it's going to show you all the current desktops you have open. Now, in my case, I'm using a Mac, so I can have multiple desktops that I can go back and forth. I know that Windows 10 and 11 allow you to do, Windows 10 and 11 allow you to do multiple desktops. Or you just may have the screen that I'm currently on and have the PowerPoint running in the background, and then all you have to do is shrink the screen. It's really up to you, but for the sake of what we're doing here today, I'm going to share the screen that I have my PowerPoint on. So you hit share. Nice thing in this new version, I'll come up here and show exactly what you're sharing, so you'll see that. Now you can also see at this point in time that in the upper right hand corner is the video of me, and I have what I wanted to work on down here. So I'll come up to the Zoom, and at this point I will go ahead and say record on this computer, not to the cloud, on this computer. I turn my mic off because I don't want to have a feedback with two microphone feeds, so you won't hear my audio through the through the Zoom. However, you would hear it. So I'm going to record without audio for the purposes of this demonstration. So you come up, you're good to go. First slide comes up. University of Virginia School of Continuing and Professional Education. Today we're going to talk about the Masters of Public Safety program. And then you might go to the next slide, and there you'll get into whatever you're going to talk about. In this particular case, I'm talking about recruitment and retention are some of the issues that law enforcement's facing today. This a quick slide presentation we take out to talk about joining the program. Go through your slides, provide your information, come down. Now, you've gone through all your slides and you're done. Now, the easiest thing to do at this point in time is come up here again to Zoom, do the pull down, and stop recording. Now, I've stopped recording, but I'm also going to stop sharing. When you get back to this spot, everything's good to go. The only thing you need to do now is close it down. So when you close Zoom down, end meeting for all, Zoom is going to go out and you can see what comes up. It says it is converting the meeting recordings. So what it's doing is it's going to take what I just did in Zoom and it's going to convert it to an MP4. Now, in the Mac, you'll notice it automatically comes up and shows me the location of where that file is. And this is a file we just did today at 12:21. Yep, that's right. And now I have the video. So you have a couple options at this point. If you want to just double check to see if it came out on the Mac or on your PC, you can always open this particular thing up and take a quick look. You notice it's been converted to an MPG movie. So let's just take a quick look. There you can see me up in the upper right hand corner. And as I walk through the slides, you can verify the entire presentation. Remember, I turned off the audio because I didn't want to have the feedback. But simply now you just have a nice opportunity to do a quick review and say, wow, is this what I was hoping it'd be? And if it is, at this point, you're good to go. So we're going to stop that. I'm going to go ahead and exit, and I'm going to exit here. I know what the document is, and I am done with the PowerPoint. So I can come back over. We can close the Zoom because you're not going to need the Zoom any further. The only thing you might want to go back to Zoom if you forget. Remember, you can come back over here and say, where did I record that? Well, yeah, it's under users MJ4 document. So now I know where to find it, which will become important in 1 second. So you close the zoom out, you've got the video recorded. So the next step in this process is you need to go and open up Studio. All right, so what I've done is I've gone over to the Windows and I've opened up Studio. Now, you could be in a couple different ways you can do this. If you're in your course, for example, if we were in the Create and Sustain course, I'll open this up just so it's there. Here's the course that you're working in. On the left-hand side, you have this little link over here, which is the Studio link. Click on Studio, and what will come up is you're going to have your library. This is going to be your library that's assigned to you. Now in the library, I did one the other day, so I'm going to erase this one, delete this media out. This is what you would see very first time. There's nothing here yet. So there's a couple options for you. Now for the purposes of what we're doing today, to import the Zoom, you're going to add a video. Now you can add a video a couple different ways. You can browse a file and bring it in, or for those of you that have a better understanding of YouTube or Vimeo, you can go to those applications, take the application link, and just drop it in here. And that's really the easiest way if you're using YouTube or Vimeo. But for today, you did a Zoom recording. So let's go back and browse the files. And I think I had it under iCloud Documents. And there is my video. It's going to be different on your machine, but there's the video that I just did. So we're going to open that. Now what's going to happen is it's going to upload that video, as you can see it doing right now. It is going to upload it into Canvas. When it uploads it into Canvas, this will now stay part of your school records. You can create collections, you can do all types of things, but for today, you can see that your video's been uploaded. Again, you can name the video, so you can come over here, you can rename it, you can edit the media. So if I wanted to make some changes or I wanted to modify something that I had just done, I have an opportunity to clean it up a little bit here. You want to cut something out, you want to trim a piece down, you can do that. These are things you want to do before you actually make the final save. You have the opportunity to also, if you want, come up here and take a look at the video and do a quick double check before you submit it. Again, there's no audio because I erased the audio out. So you have that opportunity. And lastly, what you may want to do is you're going to want to get it to your instructor. So now your video is in your collection. You've transferred it over. You go ahead up here. And the easiest way to do this is share media. When you share media, you pick links. You can send it to an individual. You can come down here and pick the person specifically you want to send it to. But what I would recommend you do instead is you're going to create a link. And you're going to create a public link. When you go back to your assignment, you're going to plug this link in so myself or whatever professor is reviewing them can take a look. Copy. There you go. So you've got that. And you right click and you copy it. And now that link is ready to go. That's pretty much all there is to it. Now, if you're going to put that into an assignment or something else, the easiest way is to plug it in there directly or to create a hyperlink into it. And that's it. Hopefully this will give you a good idea of what you need to do to create a video on Zoom. So just to recap, set your camera up, make sure your camera, audio, background are all set, and you know your file location. On another screen, do your PowerPoint. load the PowerPoint, have it ready to go in the back so it's all ready. Then go back to Zoom, select a new meeting. Once that comes up, you're going to share your screen. You're going to see the selections you can make, and you make the one that has your PowerPoint on it. Click on that one. Then go up to the pull down on your Zoom and say start recording. It will start recording at that point. You can make all your comments, etc. And then go back up when you're done to stop recording. Go back to the Zoom page, which you're going to see pop up with just your camera on it because you're no longer sharing. Stop sharing and end the meeting for all. At this point in time, it's done. Just know where the file is. Go over to Canvas, open Studio, add a video, go to where you stored that video, add that video to your collection, let it upload, make the final changes, and lastly, once you're all done, you saw how to share the video, so you share that link back to the assignment. And there you go. Hopefully this will help you with that. If you have any further questions, of course, you can talk to any of the instructors in the NPS program, and they should be able to help you out. Thank you very much.